Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to start about function app and storage account. So function app can connect to storage account to perform various operations via connection string of storage account. But in the connection string, risk is we need to mention user ID and password. So that is not right approach for security perspective. Then other approach is you can connect function app via manage identity, where authentication would be done by a managed identity, and no need to mention user ID and password into the connection string. So this is the secure way. Let's suppose this user in this diagram want to perform some operation on storage account, or uh, want to upload some data onto storage account by a function app. Then user can trigger endpoint of function app, and function app would use the manage identity, and that manage identity would have some role. It can have blob data owner role, blob data contributor role, or blob data reader role, anyone. And basis on that, it will perform the operations on storage account. So let us go to the portal and to create this, and to perform this, to see the practical assessment, practical exercise of that. So before that, I want to highlight these points. What we need on portal: we need resource group, which I already created, and then storage account also I created, function app, that is also I created, user assigned manage identity I have created, and I also created separate video for that. If you want to go, then you can go through those. Now let us go to Azure Portal. So here it is Azure Portal. Here you can see, go to resource group, and in this resource group you can see I have created this user assigned manage identity, also created storage account and Azure function app. Okay, so what is the first step? First step is you can go to code. Now I'm starting my code which I have developed in node for the Azure function app. So here let us go to Visual Studio. So what I did here, I created this blob service Azure lib, or you can say one class. I created here one class, and in this class I'm using the default credential. So here this is the default credential. You can import this namespace, and then you can get this default Azure credential. And what this default Azure credential is doing, it is using the manage identity client ID. So this one is client ID which I took from my manage identity. I can show you in the portal. Go to portal and click on manage identity, and then you can see this is the client ID which you need to use into code if you are using user assigned manage identity. So this is my code here. I used it, and then I creating blob service client. So this is the blob service client. What it is using, basically it is using the endpoint of storage account and the credential. And here I need to pass, because I made this endpoint dynamic, so I pass the storage account. So what I'm using in my configuration, or you can say constant. Here you can go to constant and click here. So this is what I'm using. I'm using storage account and container name. These two things which I'm using. I'm not using the stock one. Okay, so don't get confused on that. Now coming to the class. So after that, what I'm doing, I'm calling this, I also created this one function here, node function, Azure function, you can see, and which is uploading the blob, you can say uploading blob into the container. So this is the code which I have written for that. To what I'm doing, I'm checking the container exists. If it is exist, then it is taking this data, creating the blob client, and then blob client, and then uploading it into the container. So that, and this is one part. another part is I created a Azure function. You can see this storage operations, where this function will perform various operations. So here what I'm doing basically, this is something confusing here, so let me remove this, but this is not in use now. So what I'm using basically, I'm passing this connection account, okay, storage account name. This is what I can check here, storage account name. And just a minute, let me remove this storage account name quickly. Okay, yeah, this one. All right, storage account name. I'm checking if my storage account is there, then you can see it will also check the container name. Okay, two things I am passing, storage account name and container name, and here these two are there, both I am passing. And then I have also created this for Blob, and then I'm passing the data here, file path and data, and calling this function, okay, upload Blob. So this function is ready, up and running. Let us check, and we can run. Go to terminal. 1 minute, just save it. Okay. Then open the terminal, and then you can. This is node function, so you can start npm start. Then it start running. So it's processing. Let us see. Yeah, great. Still running. So what would be the next step? We'll deploy this code to the Azure function. Which function? Here. This is the Azure function. You can see this one. This is Azure function which I create, but I need to deploy my code on this function. So what I can do, I can see, okay, it is up and running, working well. So this post method, which one? This one I'll be using, okay, this function. So let me deploy this now, this code onto Azure. So let me repeat one time what I use. I used only manage identity client ID here. Okay, this one, manage identity client ID, okay, in this code. Also, well, basis on that it is doing authentication, and also I use two things, container name, storage account name. I can show you storage account also. This is my storage account with the same which I using in the code. And here in the container, you can see, go to container, then you can see city education. This is also container name. So both I use as a constant and passing those here into function. I created the function, okay, here, and then both containers and storage account, okay, to my class. So this is basically instance of my class. You can see, yeah, go to definition. Look at what I did. I am calling this blob service education lab as a Azure blob service, okay. If I go to definition, then it will go is there. No, it's okay, it will reach there, here, okay, in this class. So that is one. Now let me deploy this function, okay. Here is my subscription, and I can open function app, and this is my function which I created. So I'm doing the deployment. It is processing. It will ask your confirmation to proceed. Okay, let us wait to get the confirmation. Okay, yeah, it is asking you want to overwrite, everything would overwrite whatever is there. Let us click OK, and here in this message you can see running pre-deployment task npm run functions. So this function is deployment is started. So let us wait for some time. For time being, you can go there in portal and see your uh, yeah function app. So here on home page, what I need to do as per the diagram, I need to assign these. I need to add or assign the role to manage identity on storage account. So go to storage account quickly. This is my storage account. Go to I and then click on assign, add role assignment. Okay, here I want a contributor role, so let us say contributor. Okay, blob data contributor. Okay, so here basically you can see blob data contributor. Let us type entire one. Azure storage blob, it is here. Storage blob data contributor, you can add this, assign it to your manage identity. Here select your user assign manage identity. You can see this is your manage identity and assign it. That is one task which we need to do here as a part of storage account. Second task we would perform after deployment on Azure. We need to add manage identity into Azure function. Now you can see here this deployment of function, this is completed. Okay, so this code is deployed on your function fun FUNC education. Now go there in portal. Here you can click on function and then you can see this is the function. But before running this, what you can see the endpoint should be reflecting here. Okay, overview. So it is here. This is the storage operation where we have written the code. Now before running it, you need to add the identity on this function. So go to identity and click on user assign identity and then click on add, and you can see this is your user assign manage identity which we added. Also we got added the role into storage account. So click add. Now it is getting added with function. Okay, it is done. Now what you can do, you can click overview. Okay, and go here in this function and try to run it. So it is loading. For time being, until it is loading, we can open another tab and we can see what are there into the container. Okay, all right, it is loaded. Click here, test and run, and then you can see this. But before running this code, I want to show you the container. Container is should be blank. So let us see the container first, where we want to upload the file. Okay, or blob. Here go to container and see is anything there. This is our container city education. All right, and here you can see there is no file. It's blank, no data inside this container. Now we can run the function app. So click here to run. Okay, yes, it is running now, and then it is, you can say 200, it is successfully executed. Here if you want to see, then you can see these logs also. Here log level also you can select informations and warning or error. Okay, now go there into container and see this was blank. Let us refresh it. When you refresh, then you can see function JSON. Why this is this file name? Because here in code I'm using this file name. In look at here in my code. Okay, you can give any name here. Basically I'm using this name of the file path, and okay, this name. So this is the actual file name which is created there into the container. So here you can see this file is created. Okay, and in this file we have, okay, we want to download, then download, but it's okay. But our main purpose to how to upload file, how to upload the file, or how to upload the blob into the container. Okay, so this is all about now working. So let me repeat the steps what we did. Let me summarize. So what we did to perform this all, let me summarize it. Okay, so here are key points which we performed till now. We created a storage account and container. Okay, and then we created the function app, and third point, we created user assigned manage identity, and then I have written the node code I mean function app code in node, where what I did, I used the client ID of manage identity. Also I used the storage account name and container name there in the code. Okay, and then I deploy that code to function app. And sixth point is add manage identity to function app. So user assigned manage identity need to add on function app. And then seventh, what we did, we assign storage blob data intruder role to manage identity. Basis on that role, it is contributor role. This is on we were able to upload the blob into container. Okay, file into the container, you could say. And then we run the function and we check, and then we found that file is uploaded successfully. So that is all which is part of this videos, and I would say thank you very much for joining. See you in next video. Thank you.